SIC Beyond Borders is our strategy for the next decade. Our customers are changing, system business is rising. Our customers are looking for individual solutions that include data processing and networking. In order to face these changes to our market, we need a strategy that takes into account the technological, economic, and social changes in our world. SIC Beyond Borders is cross-functional, cross-departmental collaboration with a focus on customer centricity at its core. I have been able to incorporate SIC Beyond Borders into my daily work by volunteering as an SSCO5 strategy networker. This has allowed me to be the contact person for SIC Beyond Borders within my SSU, where I am able to have discussions with team members about our strategy, what it means for each individual, and to discuss ideas on implementing SIC Beyond Borders into everyday work.
I think first and foremost is learning like everyone else, right? Learning and planning. So this was rolled out to us and it was new to us as the management level as well. So we needed to understand it, start to dive into what it means to us, and then start to formulate strategies on it. And like the first year was really to learn the language of it and then start applying. So, that's been my involvement from the first part is learning. A 10-year strategy can be overwhelming overall. And then also learning some of the frameworks and what do they mean, and making sure not only that it's understanding the term, but understanding how to apply them and what it means to SIC and why they're strategically important.
Well, my involvement in SIC Beyond Borders has really been, I would characterize it as like, bringing SIC Beyond Borders to life. So I've been involved very specifically in helping launch the overall messaging of SIC Beyond Borders to SSCO5. I am currently co-leading a team called the Disruptive Business Opportunities Team, with a great team that's made up of people from Israel, from Finland, from Germany, and really all over the world as the team grows. But what our team is focused on is working to identify and determine what those next businesses are at SIC. What are those next things that are beyond our current scope that's going to really create our future? So it's very future focused, very megatrend based work, and it's a ton of fun. Another area that I've really been involved in with SIC Beyond Borders is bringing application solutions to life. So we've recently heard about application solutions and what they are. And application solutions are, basically new devices, new ideas, new methods to bring into our business initiatives here in SSCO5. So I've really been focused on how to start bringing all of the good work and the good thinking and the good strategies to life here in SSCO5.
Customer centricity means keeping the customer as your central focus in all that you do. While this might be a bit easier for employees in customer-facing roles, even in roles where you don't face the customer directly, like mine in HR, there is still a duty to be customer-centric. What does that mean for those like me? It means we share customer-centric ideas with our teams, and we support the strategy and people who face the customer.
Customer centricity means to me exactly what it sounds like, focusing on the customer, doing what it takes to satisfy the customer needs, even if that means sometimes going around our own processes. Now, our processes are in place for a reason, of course, but every situation is different and unique. And if it requires that we make some exceptions to solve the customer problem, get them up and running faster, then that's certainly something we need to focus on. And I think that goes back to the overall idea behind SIC Beyond Borders, is breaking down those borders to do what's right for the customer.
So dynamic and agility in simple terms. Dynamic means constantly adapting to an ever-evolving environment. And agility is the ability to actually spot the opportunities to be dynamic. That's how I define them.
Many customers who are undergoing fundamental change can be described as VUCA, volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous. So you might think the only outcome of working with customers in this atmosphere would be complete chaos. However, by adopting dynamics and agility, we're able to shift our mindset and have improved control on outcomes. SICK is working at a very fast pace, being agile, to collaborate and develop new approaches and solutions which will provide value for customers wherever they are on their digital journey. And by being dynamic, we are in sync, moving together with the market and our customers. We're truly moving beyond what we know today in order to create value in the future.
SICK Beyond Borders for me is all about collaboration, whether it be working with cross-functional members of a team here at GUS, my partners in PCA in Canada, or even my colleagues in AG or another SOC. Here at SICK, we refer to this as connected, which means that we think and act in networks. But in my words, what this really means to me is that we do not let geographical boundaries or departmental lines really dictate who we collaborate with. I've integrated this into my everyday life by trying to foster an open community where we can bring together people from different backgrounds and areas of expertise to solve a common problem, whether it be customer facing or an internal problem or project we're working on. I've found in the past year, due to the emphasis on open collaboration as part of SBB, the projects I've been a part of have been even more successful as we've been highly conscious of ensuring we always have the right people from diverse backgrounds involved to elevate the team's effectiveness.
I regularly use the SBB themes, customer-centric, dynamic, connected, throughout my day, both professionally and personally. In addition to life's normal daily challenges, we now have unusual external constraints that are making it even more difficult for us to stay well connected with one another. Keeping an open, agile-ready mindset helps me navigate these environmental obstacles and enables me to best support SICK's success by focusing on driving customer value, no matter how I may need to adapt. I believe staying connected means networking intentionally. I approach each interaction with others as a potential adventure just waiting to unfold. How can I best help this person? How might they help me? Asking these questions helps me stay connected with my customers, my business, my team, my family, my friends, and my purpose.
SBB in my daily life is so prominent and entrenched because it's a philosophy, it's a mindset change. And I think an example of that could be an approach to problem solving. So prior to SBB rollout, if I encountered a customer challenge, then I would turn to local resources and the most convenient proximate resources, even if they weren't the right resources, even if they weren't the best resources. And I think SBB has given us the empowerment to leverage our think tank of 10,000 plus great minds and problem solve together. So I think that's such a tremendous opportunity.
Integrating SBB into your day-to-day work requires intention and flexibility. When I start a project, I first think to myself, who else at SICK might have done this before? And what best practices or artifacts might they be able to share with me? For example, when planning our 2021 Great Place to Work survey, I collaborated with the HR group in my cluster and was able to save around 10 to 15 hours by not having to reinvent the wheel.
I work on the consulting and digital solutions team. Our group's focus is creating trusted partnerships with customers who are on their path towards digital transformation. It is clear that there is no way we could be successful without living SICK Beyond Borders every day. We create diverse solution teams, people who not only span expertise across SSC05, but any group across the globe. For example, I'm coordinating a service project for a US-based customer at their plant in Mexico. To execute successfully, I collaborated with I4O technical consultants, a GIC resource in AG, the DTC service team, CPM Pro, as well as my colleagues in SICK Mexico.
I don't think it's an exaggeration to say I integrate SICK Beyond Borders into my work every single day, whether it be working with customer care, working with our inventory management group, working with sales every single day. I'm certainly doing that constantly, but also with the other operating initiatives. So being in creating safe productivity, I work with many different customers in many different applications. And I would say the number of those applications that require only safety are probably zero. So we're definitely combining things like efficiency out of the box, sensors for autonomous intelligence, together with creating safe productivity, as well as the other offering initiatives.
So what excites me about SICK Beyond Borders? You know, SICK Beyond Borders, first of all, it's exciting to see the vision of the company. It's very exciting to see a 10-year strategy and exciting to see we're thinking that far in advance for what it means. 10 years gets pretty cloudy for all of us, right? We don't know what's going to happen much beyond 2 to 3 years. So this is exciting for me because we start to plan things out. We start to see some form to it and we start to think about it. And then we start to relate our strategies for each individual group, each individual function in the company. And this is not just sales, this is the whole team that we have. And how do we start to develop those strategies that ultimately come together and make us successful?
What excites me about the future of SICK Beyond Borders? I think what excites me the most about SICK Beyond Borders, besides the fact that, you know, we're going to be thinking differently and newly and thinking about the real long term, and we're going to create an incredibly profitable and exciting place to work in the future. I think what excites me the most about SICK Beyond Borders is working collaboratively and tapping into the collective intelligence of people from all over the world. I was on actually a call this morning in which we were literally on a call with, I think there were 90 people on the call from almost every country in the world. And it was a neat experience to be part of this community and tapping into the experiences of everybody on the call. So what excites me most about the future of SICK Beyond Borders is the fact that collaboration is only going to intensify. And the global relationships that we're going to have with people around the world are only going to become richer and more connected. So that's really exciting about SICK Beyond Borders.
And in 10 years, gosh, such an exciting concept. In 10 years from now, SICK is an AI-driven company offering digital solutions to proactively solve our customers' needs. We are operationally consolidated. We have custom design solutions. We have our standard products, but we are known as a technology innovator. We are known as a good steward of our communities, of the environment. We're a great place to work. And we're all really proud to still be there.
What does SICK look like in 10 years? For me, it's a little bit of an unknown. We've got a lot of stuff we're going to work through. The market's going to change, and we're going to adapt continuously to it. But what we're going to have is a firm foundation for being customer-centric, for moving forward to the future. And of course, in 10 years, we're going to be working on our next strategy, right? We moved from the Sun 2.0 strategy to the SICK Beyond Borders, and I'm excited for what the next strategy after that is. One thing I can tell you that's not going to change are SICK values. We live by independence, innovation, and leadership. Those are not going to change 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and far into our future. Dr. Irwin and SICK instilled those values in the company, and they've been followed as we've progressed for over 75 years. So I look forward to that core, those values staying the same, and us modifying to be ultimately customer-centric.
So what does 10 years from now look like at SICK? Well, besides the really, the business-oriented stuff, which is, I think we're going to be approaching, if not exceeding, 10 billion euro annually. And I think we're going to be reaching new levels of profitability. I think the exciting part is that we're going to be involved in businesses that we don't even know exist today. The world is changing so quickly and megatrends are moving so rapidly that we can't even predict what businesses that we're going to be in. We can't even predict job functions that we're going to have in the company 10 years from now. So I think what it's going to look like is it's going to, I think it's going to be unexpected. I think it's going to be intentional. And I think we're going to be very strategic about how we approach each of those different opportunities. But I think it's going to be a very different place that is, going to surprise us as we stand in the future fulfilled and look backwards over those 10 years. What else does SICK look like 10 years from now? Well, I think people are going to look at SICK as one of the most innovative companies in the world that have, created markets. I think how else SICK looks like in 10 years is it's going to be one of the most desirable companies to work at and to spend a career at. I think we're going to have a lot of employees that have been around for many, many, many years because SICK is a fantastic place to work that has opportunities for an entire career.